Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle and I suck at budgeting. It is time for the first paycheck for the month of June. We've got some budgeting to do. Nothing really out of the ordinary, actually. I will be honest. I'm spending way too much money on stuff, so I need to stop doing that. I kind of preach all the time to, get your categories and stuff, and move money around the way before you spend. I have not been doing a very good job of that. So I'm going to get back into that. That is my goal for the month of June. So I've bought some things that I don't normally buy, and like this. So this is the new hat that I talked about last video, the Ninja Turtle hat. So you got that. You got Ninja Turtles on the inside. Trying to get it so it's in the light. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so paycheck came in. We got to do some of our usual budgeting. Got a weird amount of money in my account today, which was strange. I put a disability insurance claim in back in like November for my surgery. Turned out I didn't need it. They gave me the money, and then I paid them back. And today they gave me more money. So I was like, what's the deal? And they were like, well, looks like you overpaid. I said, yeah, I told you that, but you insisted the number was right. And I just like, whatever, I don't care at this point. It was $57.94. And guess what I got in my account today? $57.94. So, yeah, I just threw that in to cover one of my overspent categories and dealt with that. So, all right. Shall we get into the YNAB? Yeah, we shall. Well, let's doing that. Just know that I am trying to hit 600 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. I'm at 455 as of yesterday, I think. So if we can get that number moving up, I would greatly appreciate it. So here is YNAB. YNAB stands for You Need a Budget. And this is where I do all my budgeting. It has been fantastic. I've been using it for several years now. And it's been great. So, sorry. Things are moving around in the studio a little bit. When Charlotte comes over, my stuff gets moved over, and I've been setting up new stuff with the keyboard and stuff. And that's why there's this giant pile of wires and boxes and stuff. I've been working on setting up the new MIDI interface. I had some issues with it the last 2 days, trying to get it figured out and configured. I think I've got it right now. Yeah, so things are still kind of a mess, but all right, let's get into budgeting, because you don't care about the mess. You care about the dollars, the dollary dues. All right. So let's go look at our transactions here. Here is my paycheck with all of the things pulled out, the deductions from the paycheck. So it is ready to go. We can just approve it. I double checked all the numbers beforehand. They were perfect, spot on. So let's go over here and yep. We can approve that one, and that fixes that. Okay. So let's go look at our payroll deductions. We need to do city tax. Do we want to do that today? Probably. But let's do our actual deductions first. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that. And let's go and reset available amounts. Good, that takes care of that. And then we'll do city tax. Actually, hang on. All right, that's better. Sorry, I've got multiple keyboards here, and I move them around as I'm recording stuff. The setup is just, it needs to be fixed and be better, and I just haven't had a chance to make it better yet. So let's go. Health savings account is 162.50, and this number and that number should now match, and they do. Great. And now this should be 243,287, which should match this number right there, which it does. So we're great. Everything is balanced, and we can get into the budget. Oops. All right, $2,432.87 needs to get budgeted. So we need $167.76 for tax. This is for the month. I could put in half. I think we're just going to leave it as the full for the month. I kind of go back and forth on whether I should do this, in the month, the beginning of the month, or do it half for each paycheck. I guess it doesn't really matter. So we'll just do it that way. Health savings account we did. Mortgage, we'll come back to that. Let's see how much we can get done before. Oh, I've already budgeted that. I'm further ahead than I thought I was. That's really good news. Let's look at underfunded. Let's do it this way. And let's close this. Payroll deductions. So we got to cover mortgage. We got to cover emergency fund. That comes out tomorrow, so let's do that. Claude Pro, we need 155.16 by the end of the month. Cool. Why do I need more for in-ear monitors? I think that's wrong. Oh, I set a target and I no longer need the target. So let's delete the target. So here's the in-ear monitor update. I don't remember where I left you. I went to the first doctor. I went to a second doctor as well. First doctor did the molds twice. They were wrong both times. And then I went to a different doctor because after he took the second molds, he said, these molds are perfect. And if they don't accept them, you should not use this company anymore. And I said, okay, I really want to use this company. So I went to a second doctor, and she looked at the pictures and went, I know exactly what's wrong with these, and took my molds. While she was doing my left ear, she realized what the other doctor was having trouble with. There's a fold in my ear which is really, really narrow. So narrow, in fact, that the liquid can't get in deep enough. So she had to wiggle my ear and stuff. So she took 2 molds, really wanted to do a third. I came home that day, took pictures, and they were like, send us both molds because we want to use kind of both of them and kind of get an average or whatever. So I mailed them off last week. They arrived on Friday. I have not heard anything since. So I'm hoping to hear we're in production this week. And then hopefully about 6 or 7 weeks from now, I should have my in-ear monitors, as long as they are acceptable to them. So we'll figure that out in a little bit, but I don't need any more money going to there. So, so that's that. So mortgage, let's hold off on mortgage for a little bit. We need half the dog food, which is like $75, right? 149.08 divided by 2. Okay. Tech refresh. I robbed from tech refresh. I don't know that I'm going to put all of it back in. Yeah, I'll probably just put in the minimum. Actually, I'm just going to snooze it for this month. Snooze that. Claude Pro, I do need this by the end of the month. Let's go ahead and assign it. 55.16. Music and Nature Camp, 179.49. Sorry. 179.49. We're good there. 1573.62. We've got enough to do the mortgage, so let's do it. I pulled $12.18 to cover an overspent category today, so that's why it's negative. 1573. No, sorry, that's not what I want in there. 1321.41. So yeah, that leaves us $249.21 to assign to something. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Everything is on track. Man. I don't really know what to do with this. And we could just start going into July. But where's the fun in that? Today is the 9th. Let me whip out the calculator for a second, and let's do a quick little calculator action. So if I do I have? No, I don't. I used to have a calculator button, and I don't know what happened to it. My Stream Deck is dying. That's what I've determined. So you have to live without the calculator today. So 400 minus 282.30 is 117.70. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. So if you have not seen my AI video, it was a really interesting experiment. And one of the things it told me to do was to get Claude Pro, which I did for the month to see what it was like. I'm using Claude Pro a ton. And the next thing it said to do was to order the mirrors for the Jeep, which I did. The other thing it said to do was try to get my emergency fund to a point where I was putting in $300 to $400 a month. So that's what we're going to do. So I put $282.30 in every month. We're going to go to the emergency fund, and we're going to add 117.70. We're going to edit the target. Oop, I'm in the wrong place. Sorry. Edit the target to $400 a month. And then I'm going to go in and edit my transaction so that my transaction is now going to be, my automatic transfer rather, is going to be $400 a month going forward, which leaves us $131.51. Oh, heck, I don't know. Throw in the keyboard fund for now. I don't know what else to do with it. Yeah, we'll throw it there for now. And that will do it, I think. Yeah. That'll do it. I mean, maybe I'll go to a new Stream Deck because my Stream Deck's broken and I use it a ton. So, all right. I think that is enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try and get this cleaned up. This nightmare of a situation over here before the next video. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I have a thing that fell down again. I got to fix that. When the weather changes, the adhesive falls and makes me grumpy. So, but that is it for the video today. For those that don't stick around, thank you so much for watching. For those that stick around to what I'm listening to and what I'm reading, here we go. I am still in the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobooks. So, book 1 I finished last week. Started book 2 late last week, I think. And I'm 20 something chapters in to that. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It is Editing Kyle here. I was just going through the edit of the video, and I realized I recommended the wrong album. I wanted On Time by Mingo Fish Trap, not Yesterday. Yesterday is still a really good album, but I wanted the album called On Time. It starts with a great song called End of the World. Mason Jar, which is a song about he as a kid he would go down into his grandmother's basement and he found this little mason jar and he thought it was moonshine, so he would drink it as a kid. Turned out it was just bacon fat. So he wrote a song about it. The other album, Mingo, the other album called Yesterday is great. There's, what's the name of the really good song that's on Yesterday? Dirty Gritty. It starts out great. Dirty Gritty is a great opening to the album. But My Yesterday is great. Superman's great. It's a really great album. So I just want to let you know that we're going to recommend 2 albums this week because I was dumb and recommended the wrong one. So it's Mingo Fish Trap, Yesterday, and then I'll tell you about On Time right now. To recommend to you to listen to, I'm going to go with a very odd name group. One of my favorite groups. The group is called Mingo Fish Trap. And years ago when I was perusing through the iTunes music store, this popped up in my iTunes music store and I went, what in the world could this sound like? And it's fantastic. It's, it's my kind of stuff. It's kind of soul, funk, with a little bit of blues mixed into it. It's a lot of fun. The lead singer, Roger Blevins, is fantastic. Unfortunately, Roger developed cancer in his mouth and had most of his tongue removed. He is now in the process of rehabilitating himself and trying to relearn how to sing and talk. I've heard him sing since. He sounds fantastic, just as good as he did before. So I'm looking forward to him hopefully coming out with some new stuff. But the album I'm going to recommend to you is an album called Yesterday. I think that's the album. I'm going to put it in the corner like I usually do. I think it's called Yesterday, but it's a really great album all the way through. It's one of those albums that you could listen to the whole thing and enjoy. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya.